This is TWiT.
Let's get the show underway with a little conversation about our brand new Apple regalia.
Yeah.
Brand new Apple regalia has arrived. That would be a phone. That might be a watch.
For some of you, yes.
Yes. I got the new Apple Ultra. You want to see
the
new watch face there? Oh gosh, there it is. It's So what? It's just a watch face. What happened is though they have go farther to the edge, so now they can have these are seconds, but you could also have it be depth.
Yes.
And I thought, well, I'm going to leave it seconds because I rarely get underwater.
Far
I guess
enough.
in the bathtub. I could see, but a lot of complications. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 complications. For some reason, the date complication is like bigger than the time. I got to work on that.
That's a little frustrating.
But it's nice. It's pretty much the same.
Have you been gesturing?
Oh, I forgot. So what do? I forgot I could do that.
One thing you could do is go into like the music app or something that plays media.
They changed, by the way. They changed. Used to be you swipe up to get to your settings.
Yeah.
Now you swipe up
center
to get to your notifications, which is fine.
Yeah, it's a little widget screen that has kind of your.
Now you press this to get to settings,
Side
which is
button.
okay, and all of those settings are there. So if I play some music on here, maybe.
Yes, I think if you launch the music app.
All right, let's. Or Audible. Would Audible
would
work?
probably work.
But we don't know. Let's do the music app just to make sure. Music. All right. And now I'm going to listen now to something fine. Where does it want to play? I don't know.
I guess
Play on the iPhone.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, now it's playing.
Yes.
By the way, that music interface now has album art, which is kind of nice. I'm playing a whole lot of love. Now what? If I do...
In theory, now you should be able to pinch to... And this is why we say, in theory. I wonder if it's a feature you have to enable. Please, let me pause.
My muscles are getting sore from all this. Nothing's happening. Well, that's fine. That was a lot of fun. I'll do that again some other day. It's
Maybe
one of those,
for MacBreak
Apple
Weekly,
does this
you can end up
all
showing us.
the time where they put a new feature in and everybody gets all excited. Oh, that's cool looking good like that. And then nobody ever uses it.
Yeah, I think that this could end up being a cool feature, but I don't know if it's supposed to happen automatically or what.
Maybe I need to turn something on.
Oh, this is why.
Why?
Apple isn't launching Double Tap for the new wearables right away, but says the feature is arriving in October.
It's not there. So I bet there's people all over the world going like this.
I'm sure they
uselessly.
I'm sure they are.
Unnecessarily.
Yes.
There's another thing they didn't release, which I'm disappointed. So they now have, instead of the silent button on the phone, which I really liked. It was the last phone that had a physical switch. Mm-hmm. Phones used to have that, a lot of them. But they took that away. Now it's just an action button. What I very quickly found out that you could still silence by tapping the bell in the control center. So that's good.
People who've used an Apple Watch and silenced it or an iPad and silenced it will be familiar with that in Control Center.
Yeah.
Because that's the way we've done it there.
So now you can assign, and it's kind of fun because they really went all out on the animation.
The interface for it is kind of wild.
The action button. Here's the interface, and you can choose different things. Now, another thing that's not coming yet is the translation button, which I think if you're traveling, that would be super cool. You could go, what? Wait a minute, hold on, momentito, per favor, and then press the button and say, now talk, and it would translate. We'll see. That's not out yet. So for a while, I thought, well, I'll leave it on silent mode, but then I found the control center thing. Look at that animation. Isn't that silly?
Yeah, there's no reason.
There's no reason for that. But I guess they thought they could do that. So I was looking at it. Then I thought camera, but
it's easy to get.
It's easy to get the camera, and the volume controls still work as a shutter button. So you don't really need it as a shutter button. So I decided, note to self.
I like that.
Peanut butter raisins. And now I can when I press it. You have to hold it for a bit to say, this wasn't accidental. And now I'm recording. And I did that apparently earlier because I noticed I was recording, and I didn't even. And then you press it again to stop, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I've taken a note to self.
That's a handy one. I've seen several folks who have already started to create little contextual action buttons. I think Mark Gurman ended up being one
with a shortcut.
Yeah, originally he thought it was going to be for him the get to your favorites contacts and place a call. So I guess he's still someone who calls people. Weird. But he ended up switching it to an action button where when he's like away from home, then it can open the garage door as he gets home. And then once you get inside,
you can, because shortcuts can say where you are.
Yes.
You say, I'm by the garage door. Okay, do it. So you could do different things.
Yeah, you could say,
That's
when I connect to my home Wi-Fi, then I want the action button to do this.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's, I think, one of the things that we'll hear from Rosemary on Tuesday about. I have to tell you that I'm a little sad, Leo.
You don't like your new iPhone?
It's not that. Well, I don't like the one I have because there's something wrong with it.
What happened?
I have spent the whole weekend when I wasn't asleep trying to get it to work, and I think I got a lemon.
What do you mean it won't work at all? Because remember we had the call about the restore process, and you and I both talked about how easy the restore process is. That's normally the phone to phone is the way to do it. Yeah. I couldn't because I gave away my phone a week ahead of time. Mm-hmm. That is not a pleasant thing because I had to call T-Mobile to get the eSIM activated.
Oh, Lord.
And then he said, well, I have to send a text message to your phone. I said, well, you can't because it's not activated. He said, well, you have other numbers. I said, yeah. One's my son in Italy. The other's my daughter in Rhode Island. You could send them a text message, but can't.
Right.
He said, and then he said, well, we'll have to escalate this. So this was problematic because I'd given my phone away. Fortunately, I texted my son in Rome, and he was up at 2 a.m. And he said I could do it. So I did. I was able to get it activated.
Oh, good.
But then I had to do an iCloud restore, which worked fine.
Yeah. So I tried to do the phone-to-phone transfer.
Yeah, that's the one we recommend.
The one we normally do, and it just stalled out. I waited many hours thinking, because this is what I talked about. I preached patience, and on iOS today, leading up to this, you just let it take its time. Maybe something
shouldn't take too long.
It shouldn't take too long.
Should
but
take
I
about
thought,
half an hour.
Exactly. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give it time, and it wasn't working. And then I restarted everything and decided to do it just straight up from an iCloud backup. Didn't work, and then at that point, I wasn't even able to get it.
Just spinning?
It was spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning, saying, trying. Well, it's the part where after you put in your Apple ID information, then it says, activating the phone. So I am trying again this morning after having done a device firmware update.
You did the disk FU?
Exactly, the disk FU, yes. And
that's what I call it. The device for DFU.
Yes,
which is the hard. So there's a number of resets, but that's the hardest core one. You got to do. You got to do a little two-step, the Apple two-step, perfect timing. But you did that because that's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah, I did that. And
that's like starts from scratch, and you have to download new firmware from there on your Mac.
And now the screen is just black with a spinning circle.
Your phone is screwed up.
Yeah. So I think I ended up getting.
Go to the Apple Store.
That's what's next. So
I'm sorry.
I'm bummed because I wanted to.
You haven't had a chance to play with it.
I haven't had a chance to play with it.
Here, you can touch mine.
I just wanted to, please. I just want to feel the what's it called?
The titanium.
No, the moment of inertia.
And you notice? I didn't notice. I mean, if you hold both phones, you'll notice it, but I didn't notice it really.
The smooth edges. Did you see the conversation about how because they've rounded the glass, apparently the glass is easier to break now?
Oh dear.
Somebody was doing some drop tests, and the drop tests they didn't last as long as before. So I don't know. It could be
get a case,
which
is why titanium is silly. People complain that you can scratch the color off on the colored ones. You also that there is a discoloration from titanium from fingerprints. Apple admits to that. They say, but you can clean it off. You're the first person to actually touch this.
Oh, really?
I put this in a case immediately.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm honored.
And this is the fine woven, which really, I think they took basically women's nylon stockings and just wrapped it around a case, because that's what it feels like. But you're telling me it's really fine.
It is
super fine.
Incredibly fine.
And then I got this MagSafe wallet thing, which is cool because it sees it. When you put it on, it goes, oh, you just added your wallet.
Yeah, I love that.
And it will know if you left it, which is actually was always a concern about using this, is it might fall off.
Mm-hmm.
But now it'll say, oh, you dropped your wallet. So this is a pretty nice. You can't do obviously MagSafe charging. I'll have to say the biggest thing. I'm really thrilled. I can now charge this phone with my Type-C cables, of which I have many, many, many. And so that's a revolution for me. I still have the AirPods and the AirPod Max that I have to charge with Lightning. But I have a little drawer called Lightning cables. Little drawer. Mm-hmm. It's like your hardware, rack where you have screws and nuts and bolts and Lightning cables. And that drawer was getting pretty empty. Now it's pretty full.
It's just completely chock full.
Like I just took them all out and put them in the thing. And so now anybody who wants a Lightning cable,
be my
I
guest.
got 'em.
This episode of Tech Break is brought to you by our friends at IT Pro TV, now called ACI Learning. Together, ACI Learning and IT Pro entertain and train your team to keep your business performing at its best. Visit go.acilearning.com/twit. Twit listeners who complete the form can receive as much as 65% off an IT Pro Enterprise Solution plan. You'll get the proper quote based on the size of your team.